Here we go with another episode of Just Chirpin with Jay, Dooz, Stephan, Brent, and Chris.
What's up, boys?
What's up?
How's it going, everybody?
Real good.
It's been an entire week.
Another day, another dollar.
Yeah,
A buck short.
A buck short.
What's new in your life, Chris? What happened over the last week?
Not a ton over the last week. Getting kind of excited, getting ready to pack the bags and head out of town for a weekend down to Nashville. So,
Beauty.
Oh, what are you going down there for? Hang out, meet up with some old college friends and stuff. So, check out the city. Also, a little excited. I managed to snag a upgrade, so I'm hoping that they still have the little snack tray and first class instead of the little bag of cookies or pretzels that
Nice.
the normal folk.
Hey,
get.
do you think they'll outfit you with one of those hot towels?
Oh, ask for it.
Ask
I will
for it.
see
I
what I
would.
can do on that.
Yeah. Plenty of leg
I
room,
kind of want
too.
to see like video of this when you asking, "Can I have some nuts? Can I have a warm towel?"
I wonder if I could use that instead of my mask while I'm on the plane.
Can you
I don't
film
know, I'll
some
just try that.
content for the show?
I don't
No, I
think
think
you're allowed
that's
to.
kind of weird.
I
Oh.
don't think you can film on planes unless like there's a disturbance. Is there?
Oh, well, you can't bring nail clippers and you
And
can't.
that's the only time
bring
I
a
see
BOMB.
videos from planes is when there's
That's what I was getting at.
issues going on.
Unless
Shoot.
things are going sideways, why would you film it?
Good point. But yeah, that's about it. So hopefully I'll have some good stories next week from Nashville.
Good.
So we'll see.
I'm gonna hope so. I'm gonna want to hear more about this. This what you said, first class. I've never heard of it.
What is first?
What is first class?
Never even seen it.
It's,
Heard about
oh,
it.
I've walked by it plenty of times, but that's about it. So I know it does exist.
Fair enough. Well, what about you, Brent?
Yeah, I really didn't have all that much going on. Just kind of working and keeping busy, getting ready for the next tournament. I did spend the day today with Doc over at For the Kids. And we've got a full cabin, literally no place to walk, full of like donated equipment. You
That's
know?
awesome.
So like if people are looking into getting a hockey and they just need a couple pieces to finish off their set, you should probably hit me up because we need to move some of it. And, we just want to get more people on the ice. So I'm going to probably head out there tomorrow and we'll do a little bit more sorting. It's been a minute since I've been able to catch up with Doc and Alyssa, and probably on my bad. I kind of, once all the pond hockey got done, I kind of just found a hole and just kind of did my own thing. And
Well, you've had a lot of stuff going on, though.
Yeah.
You've been, you've been taking on some freelance work, and we've
Yeah.
been doing the podcast like
Yep.
literally the weekend, the week after the tournaments were done. You've been here.
Go.
Yeah.
So it was nice to catch up with Doc, and I know that he's been busy. I want to get some more information. It sounds like for those that spend a lot of time out there at the rink that are listening, if you remember that we put a 10-year-old on our men's league, beer league team. Oh, the little dude has an opportunity to play now in Detroit for the Junior Red Wings, I think it's called, or something along that line.
Yeah, is that through Bell Tire?
Now I don't know if it is or not. I don't. Like I
Okay.
said, I got to get some more information.
Yeah, it's like the Bricks something.
Oh, you know what? I've seen
Like
that. Yeah.
a buddy of mine's kid played on that
Yeah,
last
I've seen
year.
that.
But like he got invited out there, and he did a couple practices, and Everett got invited to play in an actual tournament in Chicago with these kids, and he's playing with people his own age, his own size, and I guess he's just doing really, really, really well. The only quote unquote from conversation with Doc, the only hang up he has right now is he's not super physical, and I say that only to maybe poke a little fun or whatnot, is because this kid was playing in our beer league games when he doesn't have a 300, 250 guy coming down on him. I get why he's not in the corner fighting for that puck a little bit because he doesn't want to get crushed. So, but it's exciting. I guess he's doing really well, passing, meeting new friends, and just having a really good time doing it. So it's exciting to see this kid kind of take, as young as he is, the next step. So.
Yeah, no,
That's
that's
awesome.
super cool. That's a rare team to be able to play on, and if you're fortunate enough to do it, then good for you.
So what else is going on, Jay? Do you have anything that you might want to add?
Oh man, I tell you, I have. I've been working quite a bit, so this is the busy times of the year. Stephan, as you know, it's just when things start ramping up, the weather's getting nicer, foundations are going in, and you never know when the work's not going to be there, so you tend to book yourself pretty heavy. So been staying busy.
Who's still building a new house right now with, I've seen the ads on Facebook for sheets of plywood going for $60,000 on
Holy
Craigslist.
smokes.
It's crazy. So
Yeah,
I
you'd be
think-
surprised what's going on with
the
that being a
material,
factor.
yeah. So I think what was happening for a while, to be honest, is that the builders
it
were
there.
eating the cost, but I would say that pretty soon the builders are going to have to start pushing that cost up
Well,
to the homeowners.
That's the only way it's gonna work.
Well, yeah, but and then that's where I get nervous. That's why I'm eating up all this work, because once the consumer has to pay for it, if they don't have to pay for it, they won't. And, it's like when the market goes up really high for real estate. Eventually people stop buying stuff until it comes down.
We're touching base on that today over at the rink. Because we like to do new things each year over there, and we had to step back and we're kind of looking at a 2x4 last year was $3.
Mm-hmm.
And now what is it running? Close to 8?
Yeah, 7. Well, depending on the grade, but yeah.
I mean, a 2x4, a 2x4.
Oh, it's crazy.
And plywood $35, and last year what was it, 12, 13?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
memes, LO, the memes have
they're
been
hilarious.
awesome, because memes are so good when you can relate to them. The one I saw, I don't know if one of you sent it our way or if I saw it on the Facebook, but it had said, "My girlfriend asked me to take her somewhere expensive," and then he was inside of like Lowe's in the lumber department with her and drinking wine. I'm like, it, man.
Yeah,
I refuse to do any work around the house right now because I'm like, I'm not paying that much for a piece of material.
I
Like,
keep looking
yeah,
at
for
that
sure.
stuff, and I'm like, can we make it out of PVC?
Well, better yet, you could make it out of gold. And it might
or
be cheaper.
hey, where's the nearest tree I can chop down? I'll mill my own friggin' piece. Jeez, it's that high. But other than that, like ramping up for work and stuff, new in the house. So Justin just started playing lacrosse, and he had his very first ever game last Thursday. And I've never really played or watched, but
You gotta watch
he
it. Great sport.
dominated. He dominated. It was so much fun. I loved every second of it. So that was pretty cool. And now the baby, she's starting to say "dada," so that's exciting.
Well, that's kind of the first things kids
Yep.
say because it's-
Dada, mama. She actually says Bob, which is my brother-in-law. I think she's been saying Bob forever. Bob, Bob, Bob. But
That's
anyways,
circumstantial.
right? But she
It's
actually
either
like,
that or she liked the Beach Boys.
yeah.
Ba, 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 ba.
Baba Ray.
But yeah, she's actually definitively now saying it, so that's pretty cool. But other than that, man, Stephan, what about you?
Yeah, man, I really don't have a ton, but we didn't talk about it ahead of time. But I finally had the moment last week witnessing an outrage about the masks in a supermarket. So I'm at Meijer, and I'm walking around the checkout. I got a couple items in hand. There's a woman with probably maybe a 2-year-old. The little 2-year-old has a mask on, and she's sitting there. And as I'm coming around her backside to go down the aisle, she goes, he's not even wearing a mask. He's not wearing a mask. Oh my gosh, are you guys going to do something about this? He's not wearing a mask. He's just blatantly walking through here without a mask. And I was like, oh shoot, did I forget? So I'm like, oh, okay, I got mine on. She's not talking about me, right? So I'm on the phone with my wife, and we're chatting a little bit as I'm doing the checkout stuff, and I literally just went mute with her, and I hear her still going off. Like, she's all checked out. She's got her bags in the cart, and she's demanding the kiosk person that, is kind of overseeing all of the self-checkouts to speak with a manager. Like, I know it's not, like, you can't do anything about it, but I need to speak to a manager. Right now, I need to speak to a manager. So her and her little baby, cart full of groceries, ready to go out, sit there next to the kiosk person, and just wait for the manager. I get all my stuff together, and I'm like, oh, man, I wish I wasn't in a hurry. I would have sat on the bench just to
So you're
watch
telling
this
me-
happen.
You're telling me this whole interaction was over somebody pre 3 years old?
No, a passerby. I'm sorry. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
a
the
small
baby
detail
had a
that didn't
mask on.
matter.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
She had
baby
her mask
a
on. The
yeah.
baby had her mask or had the mask on. I can't remember if it was a boy or a girl. Doesn't matter
Doesn't
anymore.
matter. Small child.
Right. So small child that definitely does not need to be wearing a mask.
Yeah.
But this person definitely heightened awareness, which is fine. Everybody's got their own thing. But this person that walked by her without the mask on, I'm assuming it was an adult male, is probably well off to
Yeah.
outside
He's
of the
already
store,
outside the
or
store.
outside of the store, and you're still committing a fit about it.
You guys know this is one topic that I struggle with a little bit, but you know what? The more and more that we move forward through this time that we're in with the pandemic and stuff, that we are going to probably hear more and more of this because people are getting the vaccine. There's no, they don't need to wear the mask, or
Yeah,
we got
the CDC
personal
said that.
choice, and we have all these things that are going to be coming into it. It really just comes down to this respect in people. If you know you've had the vaccine and you've taken those steps, you know what? Do what you got to do. Somebody out there that maybe hasn't had the vaccine or done that or don't believe in it, and that's their choice, you got to almost sit there and err on the side of caution and say, you know what? If this person isn't wearing it, I got to assume they're making the right choices. But as long as I'm wearing my mask and I'm doing the proper steps on my half, you can just keep your mouth shut. That's just how I feel about it.
I agree.
Just respect people's choices.
I totally agree. Live and let live. If it doesn't directly affect you and bug you, if this person was walking up to them saying, "Oh, let me touch your baby is so cute," and this and that, then you have an issue. But if it's somebody just walking by, hey, when this all started, there was a lot of people wearing a mask and even more people not wearing a mask in the stores.
Yeah, it's been a road. I'll tell you that.
I think the bigger issue there is who would go up to somebody's random baby and try to touch them.
I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
that's happened to
I'm not
Case
gonna
when he
lie.
was younger
Yeah,
at Meyer. Yeah.
You see a set of cheeks out there, you just gotta pinch them.
Brent's got to drink all the kids.
I am not touching anyone's baby.
Yeah.
But no, and that's the thing. We've discussed this many times. We're not here to fuel an opinion on anybody. This stuff's going around, and whether you're on the left, right, top, bottom, front, and back, y'all got a right to your opinion, and
Absolutely.
not everybody's going to agree with everybody, and there probably is a side and a viewing from every angle, really. And
Absolutely.
so my angle might be different than your angle in that exact moment, and I might see it differently. But you know
For
what?
sure.
I respect everybody for their decision, and if I gotta go into the store, and the least thing I gotta do is throw on a mask so that I don't possibly get someone sick and or possibly don't get myself sick.
Yeah,
Hey man,
absolutely.
I got no problem doing it. But again, if I see a guy not doing it,
I'm not worried about
I'm
it.
not gonna. My life is different. I don't
Right.
have a situation where maybe that lady's husband has a
Absolutely.
chronic thing, and she's
Sure.
just like really trying to protect her and her family, and what I mean. So that's where we can report what we see.
Well,
But
I just
Yeah.
thought
Fine.
I never would be
I haven't. That's kind of weird. I have
front
yet
and
to
center
see,
for something like
I
that.
have yet to
and-
see the actual blow-ups that you would see on.
Yeah, it
what
was
is
just it was close.
World Star.
yeah, I haven't seen one.
It
yet.
was-
But let's be honest, we haven't been going out that much.
Right. Yeah. And it was just
We're actually behaving a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's true. And it was unique to see it. And I was like, it just my standpoint was
Well, you
oh,
see it online.
yeah,
all
it's
the
not a big
time.
deal,
yeah.
but to her it probably was, and we should all be a little cautious to those around us.
Oh, yeah.
And then in lighter news for my what's what, we're doing an overlap with Kaysen's hockey and T-ball just starting up. So I've got a wicked Saturday ahead. We have a 9 a.m. T-ball game on the northeast side of Grand Rapids. Coaches have to report
Wait a
at
minute, wait a minute.
8:30.
Stop.
What?
Did you say 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
for baseball?
T-ball.
Practice.
Not even real baseball.
Is it practice or is it like a
It's a game.
friendly game?
It's the first game of the season.
Oh, well, I guess that's okay.
Yeah. So coaches
Are
have
you
to.
kidding me? As a parent, thank God I don't have my own kids. I am not
Oh my
getting up
gosh.
for little Timmy to go play baseball.
I couldn't
at
tell you
early in the
how-
morning.
Seriously, bro.
I
it
refereed
gets
hockey
a
when
lot
I was
worse.
12.
We have 3 games, 3 lacrosse games on Sunday in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
I'm
Like, do we not have other things to do on Sunday?
jeez. But
I sit over here and talk as much trash as I want.
Oh yeah.
running that pond. I was out there for
Yeah,
literally
you were up
15
there
hours
early.
a day with 10 a.m., 11,
Oh,
all
shoot,
the kids,
I-
all the ages.
I
So
was
I
at-
get it, but I'm just saying, me personally,
No, and that's why you don't have kids. Smart guy. So I remember when I was 12 years old, making sure I was at the Deltaplex or Kentwood reffing games for mini mites, and I'd have to report to the rink at 6:30 for a 7 a.m. game every Saturday and Sunday. So anyway, we've got T-ball that starts at 9 a.m. We will be there at 8:30 a.m. He's going to play half the T-ball game. We're going to buzz out of there. Danelle's going to drive. I'm going to get everything on him, carry him into the rink.
With his hockey stuff.
He's going to be bucket on. He's going to look like the Griffins showing up to practice at Belknap. He's going to have it all on, except he won't be driving. And he won't have to put his skates on. So I'm going to get him, send him out on the ice with Coach Mike. I'm going to strap on my skates and all of that, and hopefully make it in there by 10:10 if I'm lucky. And any of our buddies out there that are patrolling that particular day, just keep an eye out for me, because I'm going to be cruising. Well, Danelle's going to be cruising. So sorry, that was a little long-winded.
35 along the northeast corridor
Yes.
of Grand Rapids. Wow, yeah.
Flying through there.
Just a ripping.
So what do we got next, boys?
What's new in the news? I wanna know a little bit about what's going on out there, Chris.
Well, some big things going on. Whatever. Something that I thought was kind of interesting though was Dogecoin, Dogcoin, whatever it was.
I think it's Doge. I think it's
Doge,
pronounced
okay.
Doge.
I thought it was
I don't know.
pronounced douche. No.
Nope,
Oh,
nope.
my
That's
bad.
a totally different currency.
my bad.
Yeah, apparently this random crypto that was created as a joke like a year ago,
That
or
is
not even a
true.
year ago, 6 months or something,
Yep.
shot up like 8,000% within the last week or so.
So
It went from like a penny to 39 cents.
well, you say that, and it's interesting because, like, as much as I tell you guys that I don't follow things, sometimes maybe I catch a few things. But I've heard, I'll say his name wrong. Elon Musk, is that correct?
I think you nailed it.
Did I nail
Yeah.
it? He's been promoting it super hardcore on all his social platforms. And the rumor is he wants it to hit $1 by Memorial Weekend.
Could very well go on its way for that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know enough on the cryptocurrencies in the fact of, like, how do I get one?
It's like stocks. You buy them.
I mean, probably how long ago was it that Bitcoin came out?
A couple of years now.
Well, it's been around for a while, but
Yeah, it's been
over the
around for-
last
I mean, I was
3
hearing
to 6
people.
months, it's gone from like 10,000 up to 60,000.
I've heard
and it's
stories,
hit
and this is
yeah.
a legit story without saying names, that people didn't think Bitcoin was going to go anywhere, and they would give people selling weed, like, here's a Bitcoin due for like 10 ounces or whatever. I don't know
Yeah,
how.
because there was a time where Bitcoin was out bouncing around. People
Yeah,
bought
and next
it, and
thing
then
you
it
know,
went
it's like,
flat.
seriously, you just gave that guy $60,000. Is
It
that
went-
what it's
yeah.
at? Like,
Well,
seriously now.
That guy's kicking himself in the ass.
Like, seriously, I don't know how it all works. I'm just not that smart.
yeah,
I
cash is
tell
king.
you what, the cryptocurrencies, it's the wave of the future. I don't care. It's like computers. You know what I mean? It really is. If whether you know something or don't, have money in it. Have money in it. It's going to go somewhere. Pick a couple. I mean, like XRP. I mean, they're kind of locked out right now because of the whole weird allegation going on with them. But they've just taken an extreme rise. I think we just put in. Me and the wife put in just recently put in a bunch more into the cryptocurrency. It's rising every single bit of it. Be smart.
I'm gonna have to talk to my financial
You'd be really
advisor
smart
about
to
that.
buy some right now if you had extra money laying around.
I think it's interesting having this conversation. You know, we have talked about this a few times, and I have you guys by about, 10 to 15 years. You'll never convince
12,
me
12 years for me.
cash is king.
Yeah,
Cash is king.
until it doesn't value anymore
Well,
because
cash-
Well,
it's
when
crypto.
they're printing, 20, 30 trillion of it now?
Yeah.
You know what, though?
Well,
as
it's
long as I have
not-
that piece of paper that says U.S. currency, I will get what it says it's
Right.
worth on it.
There's a reason that sheet of plywood is 3 times as expensive.
Yep.
Right. It's kind of like literally like any craze, like Apple, when Apple stock, it's going to rise, especially with China getting on board with instant transactions now, not having to worry about doing the currency change rate and all that kind of stuff. Like a coin is worth a coin,
Exchange rate.
universal.
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry, currency exchange rate. They're picking up a lot of actually China's starting to accept a lot of this stuff. And that's gonna change everything. I mean, you're talking instant transactions now with anything you want with cryptocurrency. It's gonna happen. You just might get lucky and pick the right one. You know what I mean? They're all going to move up because you're not just going to have one brand anymore.
It's true.
You're going to walk into a store and they're going to be like, hey, these are the brands that we take of cryptocurrency. So it's going to happen. It's going to explode. I'd be jumping on the bandwagon. I mean, really 6 months ago would have been a really good time to have had done it. But you can still make a little bit of money. Just for anybody out there who's listening, who's thinking about putting some money in.
We're not financial advisors. We cannot offer financial advice.
We are not financial advisors, and just expect to lose every penny you put in. So if you can't afford it, don't do it because the stock market
And that's why I don't own any.
Right. It's kind of like the casino in that sense. Like you
And I don't
you can
gamble.
you can go there and make a lot of money, but the house always wins.
House does always win.
That's why I have silver. I want something that I can hang on to.
Well, like he said,
But that goes
cash is
nowhere,
king, you know?
except
Which
for
is
down
smart.
since I bought some.
But cash doesn't grow and make money. Your cash sits under your mattress and it stays for 100 years. It stays $100,000.
Or
You
it
put
could
it in the
lose
stock
value.
market, in 10 years, that 100,000 could turn into 5
Yep.
million. You know, so that's
Absolutely.
the gamble you're
Absolutely.
or zero.
Or zero.
taking. Or
on the
an
other end of it.
absolute
Yeah.
zero on the other end, right? And then
Yeah.
that cash is
Checks out.
always
Yeah,
$100,000.
Oh man, yeah, you just don't know which way is up.
unfortunately. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no
so
doubt.
that's anything else, Chris?
No, honestly, that's about the only, I don't know,
I mean,
interesting thing that's going on out there.
That's the only breaking news thing that's going on out
Well,
there.
I mean,
Isn't that a
obviously
shame?
we know there's a huge breaking news, trial thing that just happened. But again,
We
that's
promise not to talk about it.
Everybody's got, hey, we're not getting into it. We're not doing discussions, but it is out there. It is happening. And, we just want to wish everybody, safe. Just be safe out there.
Be
Everybody.
safe and kind.
Yeah,
Be
it's-
kind to one another.
Yeah, I
Safe
was
and
gonna say,
kind.
respect and kindness is kind of the
Yeah.
biggest
Yeah.
thing. And I will not say anything more on this, but I think I have had a lot of great experiences in my life that, just respect people.
Yeah.
Just come down to respecting people. You're allowed to be different. You're allowed to think different things.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
that's where we're gonna leave that. But don't we obviously aren't pretending that that's not something that's happening in the world. We're just choosing not to talk about it.
Absolutely.
So.
Thank you.
But other than that, you know what I wanted to talk a little bit about, because right now is when we jump into the sports news. But I want to kick it off with golf because that is coming up.
It's getting nice out.
It's getting nice out. I
We've
think
all
everybody,
had a couple of turns in.
Everybody,
Except for
in this
Brent, he doesn't
room-
like golf.
I hate golf.
You just go sit in the corner over there. We'll
Golf.
let you know when you can come back.
Jay, is this why you were late for an hour and a half?
Not
because you
technically no. but
Technically not why I was late, but technically,
Why you weren't on time. I get it.
well, I had golf.
choose your words carefully.
When I was leaving the house, I had golf clubs on my mind, not recording equipment. So yes and no. But like today, oh gosh, it was snowing. Honestly, out on the golf course today, it was
Wasn't
snowing.
that nuts? Like, seriously, I literally looked outside and I was like, are you kidding me? While it was snowing, I was sitting there and it felt like 40, 45 with snow. It was weird.
Yeah, sun and snow.
Yep.
I mowed the lawn and there was flurries.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not
right now?
joking you. I had flurries, sunshine, and I was mowing the grass.
Yeah, it was pretty cool today. I had work just randomly was like, oh, you don't have anything to do, which in our business happens sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And it happened today, so I was like, well, I'm gonna go to SheFit and I'll do some stuff over there, which is my sister's company, and I'm kind of their maintenance guy. But when I got over there, they didn't have a whole lot going on for us, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go do something, and just ended up rendering being like, hey, play a little bit of golf, I guess. And
Yeah.
it was cold, but it was fun. I didn't play the best, but I mean, this is now my third or fourth time out this season. You said you've already been out?
Yeah, Chris and I went out on Friday, just him and I for a niner. And then on Saturday evening, I went out with another buddy of mine for another quick 9. And then Sunday, Denal went shopping with her mom. I took Case over to Dunham's, got him fitted up for a pair of kids clubs, and him and I hit the driving range and the putting green.
Did he like it?
he loved it. He thought, we were just on the putting green, and I had to really dude, you can't slam your putter into the green. I'm out here with a tool fixing it, hoping nobody's watching. There's a couple of teenage kids chipping on, and
Are you saying Kaysen did this?
yeah.
I can totally relate because I haven't golfed since '98, and I've been there. That's how I feel about golf.
It's okay on the tee box to do that, but it's kind of frowned upon on the green. Unless you're at Gracewell, then you can do whatever
Last
you want.
time I played,
You
it
haven't
cost
seen
me about
Stephan play.
$2,000. So I quit
I don't
playing.
even. We're gonna have to save that one for the next pod. Jeez,
Yeah,
I can only
I
imagine.
am not a fan of golf.
Yeah. So how were you striping them? You hit the ball all right at least?
First time out, I striped them pretty well. Second time, not the best. Third time, okay. And today, I stopped keeping score. So, and I always keep score. I think the last score I had, no, not the last one, but when the first time I played and walked 18 this year, it's embarrassing, but a 106. So I had two 53s. Just couldn't seem to put it together. And we play, me and my cousin are Cody,
Yeah.
our cousin.
Our cousin.
Are
That's okay. You can say it that way.
extremely rule. You don't get a flub
You
shot.
don't fluff
you don't
it.
get
You
a
don't
fluff.
kick it.
You don't
you
get
can't.
if
No
you
breakfast balls.
If you hit it in the woods, you got to take. And if there's no drop zone on a par 3 in the water, you got to go back and hit. I mean, we play extremely true. I mean, today, I swung and missed the ball because I was in the woods and I was trying to chunk it out and I missed it and I didn't even hit it. And I'm like, that's a stroke.
Dang it.
You know what I mean? So it adds up pretty
Yeah,
quick when you
we don't play that way.
When you play that kind of golf. But that's the only way you can truly give somebody your score, because here's the thing: you go up there and you shave off maybe 5 or 6 strokes, right? I missed the ball completely. That doesn't count. Oh, it went in the woods, but I'm gonna pull it out real quick. It's right here and give myself a shot.
It's in the front, off the fairway. Kick it over
right.
there a little bit.
And then you tell your buddies, yeah, man, I shoot 45s. And then you go golf with them and you shoot 55s. You know
it's
what I mean?
gonna hurt your handicap for sure.
You just lie, and then they know. Anybody knows. So I really try to be adamant about it. But I think I shot a 46, which ain't bad. I played 9 with Melissa and put up a 46. That was the 3rd time golfing. Also pretty cold that day, but it's there. I hit blades, and they're old blades.
Right, and they're hard to hit.
Their blades are
They're
very hard.
really
to hit.
hard to hit. You have to be a really good.
You got to
golfer.
be a lot of professionals. You know what I mean? If you hitting blades, you're a good player. And I didn't really know until 2 years ago, the downside to playing blades. But I've had these clubs since I've been in high school. So right now I'm really I'm ramping up. I love golf, and I got something that I want to get Savannah into as she gets older. And Melissa really loves to go on walks. And so we and Melissa went golfing today, and I'm like, you know what? This is the sport. Because Melissa's like, I don't want Savannah to play hockey, blah, 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 just whatever. And I'm like, gosh, after the boys are done with hockey, I think I'm going to be pretty much
You're going to need something. And you'll be a little older, so.
I'm going to be older.
Doing the golfing
I
thing.
want to do something with her that I can do with her until I'm pretty much on my deathbed.
Yeah.
So why not? And 2, you get to go outside and walk around all the time. You be out in the, it's just a cool thing.
It's awesome.
The
I love
missus was like, hey, I want to get golf clubs. I want to start playing. And so I decided I bought a net. I bought a mat to hit outside so that we can save money and not have to go to the driving range all the time. We're talking about going and getting the missus fitted. I ordered up some new wedges, boys.
Yeah, tell us about the wedges.
Yeah, you guys want to hear about these wedges? Okay, so I told Stephan
Not
about
really,
this
but
earlier.
since I'm here.
Here's
Some
good
good news.
How did you get out of the corner? Get back in your cage.
There's
I'm sorry.
I told you twice.
I do not have a good set of wedges. And when we talk wedges, guys, we're talking you got your pitching wedge, and then from there you got your, it goes pretty much 50, 51, 52, 54, 56, 58, all the way up to dang near up to 64 degrees.
I don't even know what any of that means. You're talking degrees, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
so it's a loft on your club. So every time you step from one number of an iron to the next number, it's a change in the degree of the loft, which means it's going to go higher in less distance rather than lower and farther distance, right? So when you get up to wedges,
curve on a hockey stick.
Right. So when you get within 100, say you're pitching wedge, you probably hit around 115. That's a 48 degree to 46 degree wedge. Well, the thing with golf that's hard is that you don't want to shorten your swing down. You don't want to like slow it down if you don't have to. So now they make these wedges, anything after a pitching wedge, that start lofting more so you can take a full swing, but the ball will go less distance,
Gotcha.
higher, and land on the green. So I've never had a real set of wedges. I had 2 wedges I found, I think, and that's what I was running with. So I finally was like, you know what? I'm getting into golf. I like golf. I love golf. I've been doing it my whole life. Why don't I have a nice set of wedges?
Why don't what was it? What point was it that you sat there and said, "Man, I love this. I love chasing a ball that's going into the frickin' woods.
It's
going
being,
to the
it's,
sand
it's
trap.
being outside, man. Drinking
I like being
beers.
outside drinking beers. I don't gotta chase shit around.
I love it. And well, you know how competitive too. Like
I love the picnic table.
It's a sport that you can only hold yourself accountable for. You know what I mean? So long story short, I got these wedges from a very small company that an ex-designer of Nike golf clubs started. It's called Lucky Golf. So I reached out to them. I could tell they're a small company. I had a question via email. Long story short, boys, I had a conversation today with their marketing team, and they want to set up an interview with us.
Oh, boy.
So
Can I call in sick?
Lucky Golf. So it's going to be pretty
invited.
exciting. Actually, they got
You know
some
what?
cool
I'd love
stuff
to
on the
ask them
market.
questions. Maybe they
That's
can
awesome.
convince me to play golf again.
We might be able to convince
honestly,
you.
this company, part of their thing is like wanting to get people to have more fun out on the golf course with their designs.
Whoa, I'm going to stop you right there, Jay. I have had a lot of fun at golf courses, okay? Maybe too much fun. It's the golf part of it that is not fun. The carts, the drinking, the poor choices, that's the fun part for me.
That's all fun. Yeah. That's the only reason I go, because I golf like shit.
I would totally get on the wagon of somebody teaching me some new moves in a golf cart on a slippery, rainy night.
Hey,
It's frowned upon. But
I know.
Stephan, you remember that place we played up in Gaylord?
We aren't going to mention names if we made poor choices, right?
Yeah.
No, but when we were coming down that hill,
we
and
got
I was
another story about
that
poor
hill, and that
choices.
cart like was going so
Oh
fast,
my
and we were
gosh.
drifting down this hill. Like
Yeah, no, it was the Otsego Club on the it went up the
treetops.
golf
It was like the
course.
treetop
Yeah,
ski.
so that
ski
doesn't
resort.
narrow it
Yeah.
down at all.
Treetop ski resort.
No, we didn't do anything wrong. There was nothing done wrong. Everything was above board, but we got the siren, and they wanted us all to come back. We were at
You guys got the siren, like you personally?
no, the whole they siren the whole course. Like
Weather.
there's lightning, you got to get off the course,
Oh,
and we're at Biz's bachelor party.
just to let everybody know, I worked at a golf course for 3 years. I know this stuff. I like to hear people explain
you
it to
asshole.
me.
So we're all booking back to the clubhouse so that we can go back to the bachelor party, reconvene, figure out what we're gonna do. But it's up a ski mountain and down a ski mountain.
No kidding.
So we're cruising around. We're racing on our way to get out of there. And Jay's driving. I'm riding shotgun. Well, there's really only driver and shotgun in a golf cart, obviously. And we hit
Unless you really make it
we
poor
hit a
choices.
hard turn, and it's ravine on the right, and he hung it left. We had that sumbitch sideways. So now I am facing the cart rolls. I'm dead, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
He's the first one into the death.
my cousin
trap.
hung on. He could bail out before the thing rolls over me. I'm getting crushed. But he hung on to it. We took that sumbitch all the way down the hill sideways. He counter steered.
for a ways.
It wasn't like a quick. oop.
No.
No, it
This
was
thing was
probably
sideways drifting.
10,
It was a
15 yards.
huge turn.
If you're drifting for at least 30 yards, you're doing it right.
It must have been like 150 yards. Just
those brakes locked up, and that thing. And
you
it
must
was
have been
crazy.
golfing in Aspen.
It was one of those like when we got done, we didn't talk for like 30 seconds. Like just kept driving, and then
Well,
we're
you're
like,
happy you're alive.
yeah.
Well, cart paths aren't that wide, so
No.
like I wasn't like trying to just keep it from flipping. I was trying to keep the tires on the pavement.
Yeah, this was like a mountainside like you see in old cartoons.
Hey, real quick, look at these wedges.
Oh, I'm buying those sons
Aren't
of
those
bitches.
snazh?
Do they have any? That's not considered a blade, right?
No,
Because
so
it's not-
wedges. Well, I
it's
mean,
not hollow in the back, like.
no. So most wedges are not gonna have like a Gosh, I'm drawing a blank now. On what cavity back is what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Most
cavity
wedges
back.
aren't going to have a cavity back like that. So.
Okay, but that's
I'm not
considered a
gonna-
wedge, or not a wedge.
This is your 50,
You're showing me
52,
wedges.
50. Yeah, these are just their
Okay.
wedges. So that's their 52, 56, and 60.
Well, after seeing that picture, I'm sold. I like the color.
Oh.
I'm in.
They got it's
Hey,
super
Stephan,
cool.
look at my
This is
my
the other.
phone. I only have OnlyFans going.
So they got the
Oh, I love
black
it.
too.
Ooh, I like the black.
Yeah,
with the
so I
clover.
ordered a mixed set of gold and black
All right.
for different wedges. Long story short, we're gonna have them on the show here in the
That'd
next
be
couple
That's
of
gonna be
weeks.
awesome. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
they can set me up with a whole kit because I'm in the market to get
Just
fitted and
get
like
some
do it
new-
right.
Same
I'm
here.
starting to do it more often.
Yes.
And Chris definitely needs a new set of clubs because he's running like 2003 model.
I am all
Oh,
about
my
going
God.
through like the driving
They're
the cart
pretty.
process. There's a training program for driving during
Yeah.
competition.
Well, I'll tell you what. What we'll
You
have to
can't
do.
get a DUI doing that, can you?
No, what we'll do is we'll have Chris drive with me or Jay, and then you ride with the other.
I
and
ain't riding. I'm
no, we're
driving.
gonna
Hey.
do it just chirping
I gotta
force.
keep my competitor fresh.
We're doing it just chirping.
Tell me these boys don't like to have fun on the
Jay's
course.
showing
Oh,
pictures of from the Instagram page. So man, I can't wait to talk about these guys. The interview that we're gonna end up doing with them coming up. Oh, it's gonna be great. But we're gonna
That is
do
fun.
we're gonna do it just chirping foursome. And
So we're
we're
gonna have a
get some
company
content.
party. Just the four
It's
of
gonna
us.
be a company party. Yes.
Okay, company
Yes.
party.
Company
Okay.
party.
Company
All right,
party.
coming up.
We'll be golfing, the four of us.
Yeah, Brent's gonna hold the cooler down.
There's gonna be three of them. Trust me.
Oh, you'll be there.
Well-
You'll have to be there. It's mandatory.
It's mandatory.
Company meeting.
We could sit here and talk golf all day, boys. You know what
Yeah.
I really want to get
We
into?
gotta jump into
I
a
want to
couple
get
of
into the
things.
meat and potatoes. Steph, you got us covered on this. What's up in the hockey world?
All right, gang. We are running long on the golf talk and everything else, so I'm going to jump into the hockey stuff. Actually, before the hockey stuff, y'all might be privy.
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 It's privy.
I'm going to get this.
I know you've said
We
it
talked
wrong
about
now
it last
for
week.
2 weeks.
Privy.
It's privy. Yes.
Privy. All right. My apologies. You might be privy
There you go. Nice.
to the Jake Paul Askren fight that was pay-per-view. So, there's been a little bit buzz about Jake Paul boxing these guys that aren't, relevant to him being a professional boxer, quote unquote. My hands are up here, quote unquote. Now he took on a former MMA fighter. So, I saw this guy without a shirt on, and
You liked it.
I
didn't you?
think
Did you
three
pick-
of us at the table have a better chest than he does. So
You know what? I'll make it.
it's kind of weak looking.
I
Sorry,
love
Brent.
MMA. I love all that stuff. I have not seen this guy fight yet, but if you guys can schedule it, I'll do it.
Jake
Oh
Paul.
gosh,
Yeah.
you got to.
Yeah,
Because
I watched him fight someone the other day, and he's not. Obviously, he's been getting some training. He's not terrible.
Right.
Now,
No, they
in
all
the-
get training,
he's a
but I'm
little.
pushing 50.
He's
What do I
just
care?
he's just a little awkward
Book
out
it.
there.
Jake Paul.
Book it.
And the problem is
He's
that
young.
he's got a big mouth.
I'm saying no. I'm 50.
He's got a big
I
mouth.
got an ARP card. I'll fight you.
He's got a big mouth. He's got a big following. So
Massive following.
They're chasing these pay-per-views and they're making money at it. So hey, more win to his sales.
Dude, you know what it reminds me of? Not to interrupt you.
Oh, you're fine.
Real life.
Tommy Gunn.
No, what was the
Celebrity deathmatch.
Celebrity death match? Oh my gosh, MTV's. I want to see more. I
Yeah.
want to see more famous people fighting.
Yeah, well, I caught him in the undercard for the Tyson Lewis fight, and it was kind of comical. You're looking at these two guys that look like they're trying to do like a street fight but box, and obviously Jake Paul was a little bit better than I can't
Every
remember
time
the
he
guy's
does it,
name.
he's gonna get more experience.
Well, he's
You know?
he's devoted. He's at
Yeah.
professional status, and I think professional status is. Oh gosh, I wouldn't even want to fathom to say the amount of hours, but he's at that point, and he's just trying to turn his career into that. So,
Have
you
you
know.
seen
You know
the
what?
Jake?
He's doing something that he likes.
hey, good on him.
Yeah,
I want to
seriously.
see him fight Evander Kane.
Hey,
He's challenged him. I want to see him fight a hockey player.
Are you serious? He challenged Evander.
I think Evander challenged him.
probably a smart idea.
Yeah, you know what?
You
if I
shouldn't
was
challenge a hockey player.
No,
You never challenged the Chiefs.
I've been playing for like I don't know how long, and I haven't challenged anybody yet because I'm not a hockey player.
All right, so I'm gonna
I
rapid
fall down
fire.
like one.
Well, I want to jump in real
sorry.
quick. Hold
yeah,
on.
Sorry.
Did you guys? What's the Russian's name in?
Ivan Drago.
Okay. Yes. Did you see the fight between?
Wow.
Yeah, I saw him between Rocky Balboa. Dude, that's Rocky 4.
No, Jake Paul fought him.
No.
So
Are
apparently,
you talking about Dolph Lundgren?
I
I
the
said that,
Russian
but
guy. I don't know. Apparently,
Yes.
now I
Putin?
caught this on YouTube. So apparently, he showed up at Jake Paul's house and they had a boxing match. And Jake Paul roughed him up pretty good. He ended up being like a KO.
Really,
No.
congratulations, because that guy's like 60 years
He's
old.
older, but he's still pretty. He's still pretty ripped. But you would
Yeah.
think like a guy from that movie would have done some boxing in his day.
He actually is a martial artist guy. If you actually look up Dolph, I want to say it's Ludgrid.
Well, whatever
Okay.
guy showed up at his house was not that good of a
He
fighter.
does do martial arts. He's actually a really good athlete. Beating up a 65-year-old, I don't give you credit for that.
I'd like to see the guy stand in the ring with Tyson. How's that for a matchup?
You know, I'd give that.
Right?
Tyson's what, 50 now?
Oh, I think he's north of 50.
Yeah, just barely
And
though.
this
Remember,
kid,
I'm the one
Jake Paul, I think is 24, 27 tops. So
Somebody tell me how old Tyson is.
producer Chris, can you look into that for us? Tyson and Jake Paul age.
Oh, jeez. You're
Yeah.
putting me on the spot here.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot. You'll have to
You're gonna have to look
use the
that
work
up.
phone for this one.
Oh, jeez.
People that get into boxing and martial arts and MMA and stuff, there is such a discipline. Yeah, I can sit here, I can poke fun at it. It's easy to do, but to give a little back history, I used to do this a little bit in my younger years.
54.
I have nothing but respect for that
Tyson's
stuff.
54.
Tyson 54.
Sorry, keep going, Brent.
There's such a like discipline and mental and physical aspect to the whole thing, where people don't understand really how hard it is. They just think people get in the ring and throw some punches and great, make
Yeah.
$1 million. Oh no, There's
It's
a lot
more
to
than
it.
that.
It's way more.
These
than
guys
that.
are athletes, probably more over than us, or not obviously
yeah,
us.
clearly not
But
you.
when I'm sorry, I'm including myself in the NHL. So, oops.
What?
Jake Paul's 24 and he's 6'1", because apparently Jake Paul height was the first thing that shows up in Google results.
Oh, really? His height?
Yes, his height.
What'd you say
Not
he was
his
for
reach,
height?
but his height.
6'1".
He's only 6'1".
Yes.
Okay, so
What else we got going?
we got
on?
30 years between the two of them. I want to see it happen. All right,
It'd be fun to see that.
that'd be fun. Okay, so maybe you guys heard about the Canucks being riddled with COVID. So
We
they're
should have stayed in the bubble.
the bubble is king. So they're coming out of it. Their
We're
return to
not going
play.
the supermarket without a mask.
Their return to play includes 19 games in 31 days. Man, that is going to be a struggle.
That's a grind.
And the players are like, dude, I'm surprised the NHLPA hasn't gotten involved in this and said, okay, we need to really, move it around or spread it out, extend the season or something. Doesn't seem like Gary Bettman's really pushing for anything like that.
No.
So they're going to have to work it. They got to win in the first game back. So, hey, good on them. They're
You
playing in
know
that
what?
Canadian division.
It makes a good story.
Yeah.
I mean, you can sit there and complain about it, or you can go out there and do it. That's the way I look at it.
For sure. For sure. Moving right along, let's jump into it's not an aggressive thing or anything like that, not a big fight, but Edler gets a 5 in a game after knee and Hyman. Taking him out at the knee is pretty good. I didn't think it was that bad, but
You know
it's
what?
tough.
The thing is you showed that video to me, and for somebody that has 2 knees that have been replaced, any kind of kneeing is terrible.
Well, why? You've had yours replaced.
Oh,
yeah.
but
I don't want to do it again.
well, he hasn't had a full replacement. He has had repairs.
I gotta say that any time that there's knee-on-knee contact.
Well, it could be combat too, for
Um,
that matter.
I played soccer. That's one thing that we always, to be honest, flat out avoided. In soccer, that is where that's going to happen more common than hockey. That to me, when I saw that, I was like, ooh, that's kind of ugly. And then
Then you
as
saw
they
that
do-
reverse angle,
Yeah,
and
they
you're like,
s-
"Ooh boy,
Yeah, they slowed it
you
down.
got too much forward momentum going
and
each
he
way."
kinda- if you watch his leg, he throws it out there a little bit, and
It's tough with hockey because it can be like an edge move.
It could be.
You know,
and
he
that's
could have
the
been
tough
digging to
thing.
get out of the way and then extended his leg and took him out.
Absolutely
now,
agree.
I didn't hear Edler's piece because he did have a follow-up.
Did he?
I didn't get into the article about his retort, but what I did read, got into the headline a little bit into the article is that, he was remorseful for the way it happened.
I don't want to say that's awesome. I mean, if
right.
somebody could take ownership,
He definitely
of a
owned
mistake,
it. Yeah.
You know what the thing is, though, at that speed, at that level, and like you're saying with the skates and all that kind of stuff is, I sit there and could go, oh my God, that guy's a dirty player. But what really was happening is that he saw Hyman, because he make that move, and he was trying to adapt
and shift,
and
move.
could have shifted,
Right.
and his body language was just.
I think he held his spot. I think he knew they were gonna. I watched the video
Sure.
about 5 times right now. I'm just saying he could have, and he just decided that he was gonna stay right there.
Yeah.
And you know how that goes. I've done that
Yep.
sometimes, and then you feel bad after it happens. You're
Yeah.
like, damn it, that guy went down. I didn't, I wanted him to in the heat because the guy made the move at the last second, so he had about 1/10 of a second to make a decision to try and like.
That's
and
what
so
the point that I'm trying
he
to
just
make.
stayed
is
strong.
you
Stayed
just-
strong.
You have a fraction of a second to sit
Yeah.
there and make that choice.
Mhm.
And then, to be honest, and not to say that we're super athletes or anything like that, but even at
Obviously.
our level,
Shut up,
yeah,
Chris.
obviously. Even at our level, though, when somebody makes a move and you try to read that body language, man,
Yeah.
we've all run into people on a fraction of a second decision, and we don't mean it.
Mhm.
So I get that.
Yeah. So Hyman ends up with a sprained MCL, or I don't know if that's considered a sprain is considered a partial tear or whatever. But
I don't know. I hope he bounces back from it because that
Yeah.
knee stuff is not fun.
yeah, and he definitely is one player that you want to keep in your lineup,
Well, he's
especially
he's
Yeah.
with
Oh, yeah.
Toronto trying
Penalty
to make
kills,
a
all
rush.
that
They're making a big rush for it, So we're getting long in the show here, and there's so many more things we have written down. But I just want to touch on one last thing. I think it's probably the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody knows about this if you follow hockey.
Especially here in GR.
Absolutely. Patrick Marleau.
Nope, not in GR. We're not going that story. You switched it up on me.
Yeah.
Curveball.
We're gonna-
this one is way big.
we're gonna
It is
ta-
way big. I
we're go-
know.
We're going to table the
Were
the
you guys
GR
even
story.
born when this started?
Yes, we were alive. I was 11 when he started his
I
career.
remember when he got drafted.
So yeah, I pulled an audible on the boys because we're getting long in the tooth here, and we know that we're going to lose you if we get past 50 minutes. So we're going to table some of the stuff we wrote down, unless you want to jump in after this. Anyway, Patrick Marleau records the record of games played
Amazing.
and beats out Mr. Hockey Gordie Howe, and
Amazing.
he had sweet tribute gloves with the 3 teams that he played for. His mainstay was San Jose, where he was drafted in '97, and who knew? I've heard the name, but I had no idea that he'd been in the league that long.
Like seriously, he was in my world, I guess. It's like you look at him and you're like, I don't want to say he's not special, he's not great, he's not, dude. This is a true testament right here to a man of consistency. He's putting up numbers, he's putting up points, day in, day out grind. Nobody is seriously now. I don't even know. Did you help me out? Did Gretzky play more games than Howe?
No,
Howe was number one.
Howe was number one.
This is huge. This
couldn't
really is.
go through the leaderboard.
The longevity and consistency of somebody, even at his age. What are we talking?
He's
42?
41.
He's 41.
Well, what I really want to draw light to
Amazing.
is the game now. Back then, those guys' regimen was like getting off the game and going to the bar and
Drinking beers, and smoking
and
cigarettes.
practicing once a week.
Easy boys.
Yeah.
You
That's
know what
my
I mean?
regiment.
Oh,
and
yeah.
nowadays it's so intense. Like I think it's a bigger feat to make it that far now
Oh,
than
absolutely.
it would have been. And not to take away from Gordie Howe, obviously.
Of course not.
I'm just saying it's a lot harder to stay in the game longer today.
Guys are retiring
than it
at
was.
35, 36
You
years
just-
old.
The speed,
Yeah.
the
to be
speed of the
honest with
game.
you,
Well, they're getting drafted at 17,
That's what I'm saying.
18,
The speed of the
19 years
game
Well,
old.
is-
Gordie Howe played 4 decades.
Yeah.
You really don't have a leg to stand on.
Yeah, he played from 46 to 80. So
Yeah.
let me run down the top 10 for you guys.
Give me top 5.
You want top 5?
Yeah, that's all
There's
that
some
matters.
notable names in the
Yeah,
top
but
10.
they'll be
let's skip
forgotten
them.
if they're
That's
not in
fine.
the top 2.
Well, so now you got Marleau as 1, Howe 2, Messier 3, Yager 4, Ron Francis 5.
Oh, Ron Francis.
Do you want me to
Yeah.
keep going?
Nope.
Okay, because I really want to keep
Rip
going.
them. Rip them.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Number 6, Joe Thornton. Number 7, Mark Recchi. Number 8, Chris Chelios. Number 9, Dave Andrzejczyk. And number 10, Scott Stevens.
Well, you had to go 8 and 9. Those guys are good.
I know, right? I couldn't leave them out. Like, come on, let me go me into it.
You know
go me
what? I
into
was
it.
totally good at stopping at 3 now that I hear the list.
I
Because
can
Messier
keep.
was 3, was he not?
I could keep going. Messier is 3. Yeah. Yep.
That's what I said. I was good at
There's
3.
some notable names in here that are still
Absolutely.
playing right
You know
now.
what, though? It is awesome for any professional athlete to play as long as they can in whatever sport they do.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's a grind. It's a fight. And you know, especially when you get older, speaking from experience, those new guys keep coming in. And you know what? To be able to push themselves to that next season and make it. Seriously, that is a feat.
Yeah, quite a
My
testament.
hat goes off to Pat. You know,
Yeah.
seriously.
Great guy, and there's been a lot of nice team tributes. The Wild started it, I want to say.
Oh yeah,
and then
I
it
saw-
finalized with Vegas
I saw
on the
Vegas, yeah. That was
record-breaking
what I
year.
saw.
So that's cool. That's what it's all about, boys. You know, just a lot of respect.
I know personally, we got to wrap this up, but I do have to say from my side, I got to throw a shout out to Grand Rapids here and Hope College, West
Yeah.
Michigan. They just won the D3 National Championship. They beat Arkansas. To get there was an amazing story. They were losing 3-0 in the semis, I guess we'd call it. And they came back, tied it with 18 seconds maybe left in the third period, push it to overtime, beat Michigan D3 team. And then last night, they beat Arkansas to take the D3 championship home for hockey here and represent
How about
West
that?
Michigan.
And the game was at Patterson Ice.
At Patterson Ice Center, yep.
Yep. That's cool to have that right in our hometown.
it
Too bad we couldn't
definitely-
have
it was
fans.
so cool. Like, we got up there to play a beer league game, and I just started chirping with a bunch of guys with from Arkansas. And next thing I know, I'm drinking beer and eating ribs out of the back of some guy's pickup that I've never met in
Not
my
the
life.
first time that's ever happened
No.
to you, of
Yeah,
course.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. You know, I like the bone.
Oh, wow.
Jay, you got anything to wrap this show up?
No, there's a couple other things I want to talk about but they are things that we can talk about next week.
Yeah, well, I got a pile of them too, Jay.
yeah.
We got plenty.
Well, that's
of
what I was saying. I
content.
really wanted to talk about the assists.
Yep.
The
we'll definitely get into
what do
that
they call them? The
equipment managers.
manager
Oh,
assists.
I thought you were talking about you're learning how to pass.
I'll call that.
Number
Yeah.
one chirps.
Never
on
getting
my
out of that
cast.
one.
It's never going away.
Nicely done,
From the
Chris.
guy who doesn't even play hockey.
Yeah. He played
Equipment
with-
manager.
What
right
a
here.
dick.
He's the equipment manager, don't you?
But
know?
no, I do want. But let's talk about this next week. Let's get some content. So hey guys,
Yeah, for sure.
thanks
Little
for
teaser.
stopping in. We're gonna let you get on and go listen to whatever else is you got to do today.
Hey, listeners, don't forget, justchirpin.com. You can find all of our links to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything we have going on. Hit that contact button and tell us what you want to hear.
You know,
Send us links, etc.
listeners, you know what else I want? You guys are obviously fans and listening and like us and enjoy us. Share us with your friends.
Yeah,
Share,
absolutely.
Share us with your friends. If you guys see something on Facebook, share it so that all the people, if someone's talking about a podcast, let them know. If you deem it as so. If you're just listening to because you're a good friend and that's all the further it's ever going to be, well, hey, we appreciate that. But please share us. Spread the word, spread the name, help us grow, help us get better. And again, like Stephan said with the website, get on there. There's tons of stuff on there, and we're going to have places for people to give us comments and help us get better. So that's
Absolutely.
Send us a chirp or something for crying
chirp
out loud.
us. Jeez, something.
Hearing nothing but crickets over here.
Just
Yeah.
4 dudes in a
Good
basement.
night, everybody. You guys make good choices.
All right, we'll see you guys at the rink.
Send units.
Welcome to the show. It's called Chirpin, And Chirpin's what we do. And if you play a little bit of hockey, then I'm sure you'd be chirping too. So I started this show with my good friend and my crazy ass cousin. So get on this mic and we'll chirp all night, 'cause we're chirping to you. So pull up a chair and grab a brew and listen to Chirpin. Chirpin, yeah, I'm talking about that dirt nine chirpin. You know I got that dumb chirpin. Yeah, I'm talking about the dirt nine chirpin. Got that dumb bang chirpin. Yeah.
What in the hell are you doing? Give me that guitar right now. You're done.
Go back to the pond.
I'll go yourself, buddy.
I've heard better chirps out of a dead bird. You.
And Hank Williams Sr., you are not.